Now, let's talk about a situation where we have our view in front of us or a reference photo like in this case, and we want to locate the horizon line and the vanishing points to start with and to set up the right structure for our perspective view. So in this case, we have this beautiful example of the Guggenheim Museum in New York City by Frank Lloyd Wright. If I'd like to locate the horizon line, the first thing I would look at is other people, where they're standing in relation to the scene that I'm seeing. So in this case, we are all on the same flat ground. It's a standing eye level. And I can see that all the other people are in here. So what I could do, this tells me that the horizon line would be pretty low, somewhere here as a straight horizontal line. I can move it just a little to be more precise for this example's sake. So I have my horizon line. I know it's pretty low. And now I like to locate the vanishing points. Even though the Guggenheim Museum is a little bit tricky as it has a lot of rounded shapes and it's not 100% clear if it's going to be 1 point, 2 point, multi-point perspective, I can use the other buildings around it, which creates the grid that the Guggenheim Museum also sits in. So I can use this building, which is a really nice sharp angle of one of the sides, and it tells me where I can locate one of the vanishing points. To really double check it and confirm that it's the right location, I can also use a different building and extend the line, the orthogonal, and it should come pretty much to the same spot. So I know that this would be the vanishing point on the left. Now I want to look for the vanishing point on the right. And you probably can guess the drill. I would use the same. And I can see that it would actually go way off my picture plane, which again just confirms what we just talked about, that our field of view is roughly at 60 degrees. That's the realistic limitations. And that's why the two vanishing points can't be usually located in the same picture plane, because this is a realistic photo. And we know that the vanishing points, they are 90 degrees from each other, but our field of view is a little bit lower. It's like 60 degrees. Most often, that's what we work with. And that's why the second vanishing point is actually outside of our picture plane. So hopefully this all clicks into place for you if it hasn't yet. And we can actually work with this as well. We can see that the Guggenheim itself will work with the same vanishing points. This direction would go to the left, and this would go to the right vanishing point. And it's okay not to have it in my picture plane, as we can still estimate the direction based on just these two orthogonals. So all of these would converge to that same vanishing point that is somewhere on the right. And when I have this basic setup, now I can go in and actually start drawing the bounding boxes, which then I would use to draw more organic, curved, more complex shapes inside it. So I can have these two boxes, and I can take it from there to draw the inside, the rotunda part, and all the other elements and details. But this gives me already a pretty good structure to start with. As you can see, it's going to be a nice perspective. It's a nice composition, great horizon line in the bottom third. Everything is just set up for success. Now it will be just about drawing the rest, about the drawing itself, about observation, double checking proportions and things like that. So this is one way of setting up this 2-point perspective view for this example.